What's going on, good people? It is after 1 a.m. here. And before I begin, I want to apologize for accidentally deleting the last video that I did last night about the recent deaths of Rolling Stones drummer Charlie Watts and rock groupie Connie Hamzy. I was distracted earlier today. I was going to try to respond to one of the comments in the video there. I was distracted by someone, and I accidentally pressed the delete button. It's like, oh, motherfucker, son of a, see what you made me do. I wanted to scream out loud, but I can't do that at my workplace there. You know, so I'm making this video to make up for that. As you know, yesterday we lost Charlie Watts, the drummer of the Rolling Stones. He passed away at age 80. As it was reported a long while back prior to his death, he had opted out of the upcoming Rolling Stones tour of either this year or the next year due to health reasons. Now with his passing, I guess this makes Keith Richards, Ron Wood, and Mick Jagger officially a trio. Since 1994, when bassist Bill Wyman retired, the Stones have remained a quartet. Now I guess they're a trio as a result of this. Already we have been having lots of respects being paid from Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, publications like Rock Feed, Rolling Stone, you name it, And you got to give up to the guy. He was one of the most unique traditional rock drummers that are out there. In the last video, I hinted out that he often played his drumstick, like this at times instead of the usual bam, 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 like all the other drummers do. The only a few that still played like he did was Keith Haskins of Bauhaus, the current drummers for both Journey and Styx, as well as Stan Lynch from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, whose arguments with Tom Petty himself caused him to leave the group many years back. Now, of course, Connie Hamzy, she was often known as Sweet Sweet Connie. She was a more famous or infamous groupie who been involved with the members of Kiss, Van Halen, Bryan Adams, Peter Frampton, one of the members of Cheap Trick. I think it was Rick Nielsen, their lead guitarist. She was immortalized in the song "We're an American Band" by the Grand Funk Railroad. Sweet, sweet Connie doing her act. That lyric right there definitely made her famous. She also wrote a book about her experiences as well. She also was involved with members of Led Zeppelin. I think it was Jimmy Page at one point. And I believe she may have been involved with the Rolling Stones. I think it may have been Richards or Jagger or whoever there. So she died, unfortunately, at age 66. She was in hospice care for about a year and a half. And she died 4 days prior to Charlie Watts' passing yesterday. She died on the 21st. Watts died on the 24th yesterday. Now, I want to respond to a comment that was underneath that video there, saying, how dare I lump Connie Hamzy along with Charlie Watts. Charlie Watts was a talented drummer. Connie Hamzy, just sucked dick to make it big. She was a hooker who did her tricks for free. Well, I'm going to say this, and I'll just let it go at that. If two public figures, whether it's music, movies, television, politics, are going to pass away at the same time, I will do a tribute video to both those two people, regardless of what profession they are in. Like, for instance, a couple years back, I did a tribute video to both actor Luke Perry from Beverly Hills 90210, and Keith Flint from the UK electronic music group The Prodigy. Now, I didn't receive any complaints over that there, but the moment I mentioned a well-known groupie, yeah, obviously you could tell there's going to be some flack. Now, I'm not saying to everybody out there that being a rock groupie is the greatest thing out there. It's going to have its limits. It's going to have its good and bad things, Often at times you're going to be looked down by the rock star as just a fuck toy or a plaything, And plus that public perception is going to weigh in on you as well there. In fact, while we're on the subject, if Minnesota Vikings fan watches this show, watches this video, I suggest we bring up the groupie subject to the next episode of Dirty Brown Eye Drama. I still want to do that episode sometime before the end of this week, or later on the beginning of next week. I still want to do that subject along with the pitfalls of the porn industry and that subject that Minnesota texted me about, this song here. I think it's called Dovik, which is COVID spelled backwards. I'm going to let him share the details on that there. And that's pretty much about it, So once again, rest in peace to groupie icon Connie Hamzy and Rolling Stones drummer Charlie Watts, Once again, sorry about accidentally deleting that last video detailing about those two. I'm going to head back to my business here, which is strolling around the area here, as I always do when I have the next day off. Well, actually, it's already the next day. I keep forgetting that. And quick reminder, Arcnoia and the Doctor will be at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and Real Spuck TV, my simulcast with those cats, will soon follow right afterwards, all right? I may not do 2 shows on one stream. I'm probably just, end one stream and start up another there. There are a lot of thumbnails I want to work on there. I'm going to use for my channel there. I'm Dr. Earl. Leave me thoughts and comments below. Excuse me. Hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, everybody. Peace out, people.